All right, it's the Motorola Edge 2026 versus the Google Pixel 10a, a highly requested video, and I can certainly see why. This is always a very interesting conversation between these two phones. Now, the avenue is still there on why you'd pick up a Motorola Edge over a Pixel 10a, but Motorola has done its level best to make that avenue this year as narrow as possible because of the price. And I understand prices are all over the place on a bunch of different devices. I understand you get the Moto Watch. I understand you get the Moto Buds. Some people don't care. Some people don't want to go through the trouble of reselling them. They don't want a smartwatch. The value isn't there for a lot of consumers, especially when you look at a Prime Day deal and you can pick up the Pixel 10a for $400, no questions asked. So while there will be sales on this phone, there will be carrier deals on this phone, it's not the slam dunk value that it has been in the past. And I doubt that, I think it's going to take longer because of that initial MSRP to get to that point where this becomes a favorable look against the Pixel 10a this year. And that's because Google's strategy with the 10a aged pretty well. A lot of people gave Google a hard time at the beginning of the year because the spec sheet was so similar to the Pixel 9a. I was not one of them, because you could see this coming. And now in retrospect, after seeing Samsung raise prices, after seeing Motorola raise prices and not really wowing us with the spec sheet improvements either, Google's plans kind of aged pretty well. And so when you look at the value here in the A series, it's still there. And for me, it's pound for pound probably the best smartphone you can get in the mid-range, again, despite really standing still. Let's talk about why. Number one, performance. The Tensor G4 in here with the new modem, right? Keep in mind they did upgrade the modem in this device. The Exynos 5400 is included in the Pixel 10a. Performance is going to be better. The Dimensity 7450 on the Motorola Edge is good. It's smooth. It powers a really capable mid-range experience. This one is pretty good too. It's gonna, if you care about it, the performance benchmarks are better. You're gonna get better performance. It is snappier, and you're looking at less money. So for once, Google's chipsets are coming out ahead, which is a bizarre thing to say, but it's certainly the case. Software, it's not even close. 7 years of software support. You get varying different quotes. I'm going to call it 2 years of OS upgrades, a third year of security patches, but I have no idea what those OS upgrades are going to look like over here. I have no idea what feature sets and packages and whatever is going to happen with software with Moto. I pretty much know what's going to happen over here. Now, you may have issues with Android 17. I haven't faced any of the big ones. Google certainly has work to do to clear that up, but with app bubbles, the under-the-hood improvements, the GPU improvements coming, I think there's a lot to look forward to with Google support and 7 years of it, especially when you talk about the mid-range and people keeping these phones a little bit longer, because you never know. And that's why, this is the thing, when people talk about software support, oh, I don't really care about software support, oh, I'll just get a new phone. You don't always know that. You have no idea. Like, I put off upgrading my PC. Boy, that was a mistake, right? So it's not just about whether you keep your phone for 7 years. It's holding value in the phone. It's, hey, things aren't going well this year. Pricing's out of control. I had to change jobs. I had to, whatever it is. I'd like to hold on onto my phone for a fourth year. You're not going to have to sweat that over here on the Pixel 10a. You may have questions over here with the Motorola Edge. And again, it comes back to price. The things that would get you to ignore that in the past in a conversation, the Edge versus the A series, was price. And you're not getting that huge advantage over here this year. Cameras, I'll tell you what, Samsung and Motorola have certainly caught up. If you're doing point and shoot, 50 photos, the good lighting, main sensor photos, I'm preferring what's coming out of the Motorola Edge out of the box because they're more saturated, they're contrasty. Motorola's done a fantastic job with that 50 megapixel sensor it uses mid-range devices, and I love the output here. However, when it comes to low lighting, so you're taking all around photos, low lighting included, everything like that. Now, it doesn't have a telephoto, so if that's important for you, that's something you're going to have. This is a 10 megapixel telephoto. Quality's not great. There is definitely a step down from the main sensors, but Pixel 10a doesn't even have one. So that's something to consider for sure. But low light photography, night sight, still I think puts the Pixel 10a ahead. And if you're telling me just all around point and shoot, I probably still give the nod to the Pixel, even though understanding you might have to do some work in the back end to make them as saturated as you like. And still a gorgeous display. We're going to talk about the display on the Edge in a second. Actua panel, 6.3 inches, really good, really smooth, snappy performance overall, but the panel gets really bright in sunlight. You're not going to have any issues, and it's just an overall really nice phone to use. Now, what are the advantages for the Motorola Edge? Well, for one, I think design. It doesn't have the aluminum frame anymore. It doesn't have the curved display anymore, but this is a lighter, thinner phone that is definitely more premium feeling in the hand and just more enjoyable to hold. 160 grams and change over here, 180 over here. 20 grams, you're like, oh, what's the deal? No, you can feel it. You can feel it. These are very, look at how thick that is compared to this, even with the camera hump on the back. These are very different experiences in the hand. So if you're used to kind of that premium feel, the texture on the back, the martini olive, I wish there were more colors. Pantone's got a lot of colors. I don't know why we just got martini olive on here, but I do think the brass fittings kind of help it. But if you're looking for something that's premium in the hand, this is definitely your phone. The display is better, okay? Higher resolution, nice saturated panel, 6.3 inches this year, so some people might be disappointed with that. Kind of, they're used to getting the bigger display on the Edge, but it's a gorgeous panel. Bright outside, good colors, like using it, responsive. Performance, like I said, it's going to be better on the Pixel 10a, but it's not bad over here. Same 8 gigs of RAM. The Dimensity 7450 is really capable. It's a representative kind of mid-range performance. Gaming will be fine. It's snappy back and forth. No issues, no lag. I really enjoy the performance on here, but if you're just like kind of that performance hound, then you're going to get slightly more out of the Pixel 10a. Charging, look, battery life, I think 5,000 milliamp hour battery over here. You got a 5,100 milliamp hour battery on the Pixel 10a. That's comparable battery life, both excellent on both. But when it is time to top off, you get 60-watt wire charging over here. I don't even know what. Bad. Let's just mark it as bad. The number's bad. I don't even know what they do anymore. 23 still? Oh, I think they upgraded. I think it was like they made a big deal about how it might be full 30-watt charging or something like that. But only if you have the, whoa, getting a little too excited. But only if you have the 45-watt, I don't know what it is. Don't worry about it. This is significantly better at charging and topping off quickly, and that does make a difference as well. Just like people like to dismiss software support, charging, if you forget at night, if you have a long day and you want to go back out, if something happens, if your charger doesn't quite seat properly, if there's a whatever, there is value in being able to plug in a phone for 20 minutes or so and getting a full day's use out of it. And then the discussion is the price. Okay, $600 with the watch, with the buds. There will be carrier deals on this, and there will be regular sales. Like this, like Motorola has to. I understand that there was that price increase this year. I get what's happening. It's across the board, not necessarily Moto specific. But the one thing that I thought was going to be an advantage for Google, keeping that similar spec sheet, is that, more durable phone over here, by the way. The military's drop test, IP69. Google's done a good job making this more durable this year, too. I don't think it's going to be a problem in either one of them, but just know that the Motorola rates slightly better. But Google using that older spec sheet, I was hopeful that the sales would be faster and cut deeper than they have in the past on the A series. And we saw on Prime Day this dropped to $400. I'm pretty sure now you're going to see that throughout the summer at random periods, all the way to Black Friday. We have to see how deep these cuts are going to be on the Motorola Edge. I'm sure carrier deals will be $5 a month. Maybe this is the free phone they throw your way, in which case that's a pretty good deal. How could you beat that? And this is a really great phone to use for that. You're not going to have any complaints getting this for a nice number. But there's going to be similar deals over here. It's got to be a gap. Just like last year, there has to be a gap. $50 isn't enough. If it's a $100 difference, and you're getting this $100 cheaper than the Pixel 10a, I absolutely sign off on this phone. Because you're going to like the camera, you're going to like the battery, you're going to like the display, you're going to like the design. The software's good enough, even though the support really isn't there. Faster charging. There's enough here to keep you happy if you feel like you're getting a deal. That said, equal, level, all things considered, carrier deals the same, everything else the same, I'm still going Pixels pound for pound best at this, around this price range. And I just hope that, like last year, we saw last year's Edge dip to like 350, 300 at some points. I don't think the 9A really ever got there. So that's kind of what you're looking for. But I don't like that. I don't like that Motorola made the way to go towards the Motorola Edge more challenging this year. It's still there. There are people who just hate Pixels and you want this phone. That's fine. But understand, just objectively, I would go Pixel 10a unless there's something tipping the scales. And that would be the price, the deals, all the rest over here, because it's still a really good phone. I really enjoy it. Holding in the hand is really nice. I think it looks good. Display is gorgeous. I wish there were a few other colorways, but just really nice phone to hold in the hand. But get it on a deal, and a good deal too. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that delicious day.